Hello there, dear listener. We hope you're enjoying this lovely discussion. If you're not already aware, this show is part of a podcast network called KWAZ Radio, a Pan-African Nationalist and Garveyite network committed to showcasing the rich and varied thoughts of African people. We have an exciting lineup of shows that we think you'll enjoy, including
the Bitter Medicine Podcast.
I think black people acquire too much buy-in. Like, we would constantly have to sell black people on things that are beneficial to black people.
The Pro-Black Perspective Podcast.
I'm fearful that our people are not really studying how to get ahead, and we're kind of, continually staying behind.
The Harsh Reality Podcast.
To me, it don't matter. I think people are so dumbed down, it wouldn't matter what you reveal to them. They still are in the matrix. They're in the simulation. They're going to keep doing what they did. They lemmings. So to me, it don't matter, man.
The Learning Curve Podcast.
Sexual access has never given you economic empowerment. The only person who has ever been economically empowered by a sexual relationship is the wasp and his woman.
The Cathedra Cheek Show.
When we start rising up to fight for our own, I guarantee you they'll stop doing what they're doing. I guarantee you they would have let their brother go. They was waiting to see what black folks was going to do.
Brother Bakari Podcast.
Black people love to claim folks that hate them, right? They're a slave master, and they are ashamed of who they really are.
The Forecast Radio.
Like, if you pray to the same deity as, like, your enemy, and that God blesses your enemy more than you may want to reconsider who you're praying to,
And Tanzan, African Mind.
Africans generally are welcoming of everyone. Sometimes, to my consternation, I think that they should be less, welcoming.
If you love our podcast network, we would be grateful if you could rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website at www.kwazradio.com for more information. Thank you for tuning in. And now, back to the program.
All right, peace. Let me see if I can get to this page. Where is this page? I have so many pages open. How you guys doing? Which one is it? I just had it. YouTube game. Let's try this one. Okay. All right, peace, family. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this young lady named arguably Samaya. Now you might say to yourself, Oni, why do you care about, and this is not arguably Samaya. Arguably Samaya is another lady. But you might say, Oni, why would you care? And I don't. I don't. Like, let's just clarify that I do not care. But I saw a clip of this video on Twitter, and I was like, what? And part of me was thinking to myself, why would you even reply to a child? But and this is not her. This is a grown woman. But this is arguably Samaya. I'm going to continue as a guest. I don't have an account. Well, I do, but I don't. 129,000 followers. Okay. I thought she was Haitian. She looks Haitian, but apparently she's Nigerian American. I guess she's not a child. She's 19, but she looks so much younger. You guys know black doesn't crack. Anyhow, this is her video. It's 113,000 views, which kind of looks like it might actually be on the higher end. I mean, it's high generally, but like on the higher end of her videos. So she has a bunch of videos where so on and so forth. She also has a YouTube account, I noticed, just to... Now, again, I hope she looked like she might have been 18 at this point of publishing this. So it's not like going after a child per se, but just to give you a taste of what we're in for. This is her on YouTube.
It's the social relation that is the most uncorrupted by capitalism.
I'll restart it, and we're not gonna really break down this one. We're just gonna look in awe, because this is part of the problem of us not taking education of our own people seriously. Okay, because somebody else is taking the education of your people seriously, right? And so listen to this.
I think friendship is the social relation that is the most uncorrupted by capitalism, but that's unfortunately changing. Like marriage, for example, though it wasn't invented by capitalism, is certainly perpetuated by it. Parent-child relations and teacher-student relations are also sort of warped when we start to talk about what exactly are we preparing kids for. But friendship is a little different in that friendship is genuinely just free association in a way that is mutually beneficial. And that's kind of hard for capitalism to sink its claws into. But I think late-stage capitalism and capitalism's project to take over every aspect of our lives is getting there. A lot of the obsession with podcasting, for example, is really just taking your friends, hanging out, and monetizing that. There's tons of other examples like parasocial relations and networking, and I think that contributes to the generations growing up right now to feeling increasingly lonely and alienated by capitalism. I think friendship is the social relation.
All right, so yeah, no, I decided to go on my phone. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I was just like, nah, I'm not trying to listen to this again. Yeah, this is where we're at. Peace, Kofi. Kofi's in the chat. This is where we're at, and again, this is not the worst video on the planet, but it kind of shows you that we're creating a boogeyman, or that somebody inspired this young lady to think there's a boogeyman, and it's this system of people, you know. And I want to remind people about. I don't know if I could find the video. I probably can't. But there's this video of our brother Dr. Khalid Mohammed, who says it's the spider web. It's a spider web speech, right? Let's see if we can find it. Khalid Mohammed. Yeah, my mic dropped right next to my keyboard, if that's what you guys are wondering. So yeah, we can't find it, but there's this video. I might be able to find it. Oh, here, this might be it. Wait, let me see. Yeah, let's see if we could play this one.
My sister. I respect you, Dr. Muhammad. Vile. I respect you. Same to you. I need to know from you as to whether or not you condemn me for my feelings, and that is this. First of all, I want to ask you, will women be allowed to join the new Black Panther Party?
Wait, hold on a second. Let me see. Y'all see I got a bunch of dumbass music recommendations. Some sister wanted me to play Bambi. You know, and then I guess you could say, well, what about the Macarena, my guy? You know, I don't know. I don't know. Like YouTube got some weird algorithm. I'm just gonna put it out there.
I will not condemn you for your question, sister. I don't want to go nowhere where there ain't no women.
Now look, that's an interesting answer. Wait, let me see what he said actually. I don't know what the question was because I was waiting for the other thing. Let's go back because I don't know if that was the right reply. Let me see.
My sister. I respect you, Dr. Muhammad. Vile. I respect you. Same to you. I need to know from you as to whether or not you condemn me for my feelings, and that is this. First of all, I want to ask you, will women be allowed to join the new Black Panther Party? I will not condemn you for your question, sister. I don't want to go nowhere where there ain't no women.
Okay, so, you know, this actually kind of touches on the young girl, honestly. I noticed a weird trend in America where I kind of like the men want women leadership. You know? Like the men want women leadership. And of course, I'm not really, again, I'm programmed to say I'm not against that. You know? But, actually thinking back how this is Igbo, well, I guess it's a different group, but, the Yoruba have a nice saying where they say, men are the fence and women are the garden, right? Now, when I take the word leader, I think of a word like leading, right? And leading, I say, is from the front. Okay, leading is from the front. So what does from the front mean? That basically means that, just like with the fence versus the garden, right? The man should play the role of a barrier. Now, I don't know how serious the new Black Panther Party is, and obviously it hasn't done any sort of revolution, so there's that. And we could talk about, we're talking about revolution here, so it's a fitting description. But what I want to say is, you have, when it comes to revolution, in a sense, right? No, sorry. When it comes to confrontations with the enemy, you don't want your women on the front line. So if your organization is about being on the front line, if your organization is about protecting the black family, you don't want your women on the front line. And so, one of the people, and here's the problem. When I make this comparison, you're going to say, a lot of people are programmed to think, how could you compare women with those people, right? But it's really a matter of, are you trying to protect women or are you not? Is your priority to protect women or is it not? Right? And so when it comes to like children, I know you're like, well, women and children are two different things. Yeah, of course they are. Obviously. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? like the things I do with women, I never even think about with a child. But what I'm saying is this. You would, like, if I said to myself, hey, look, I'm going to go fight, a foreign nation. I'm going to go fight a foreign nation. I want to bring my son with me. My son is 8 years old, right? I want to bring my son with me. You would be right to say, Oni, there's a time and a place to bring your son. This isn't one of those times. Right? This isn't one of those places. Children should not be on the battlefield. And there's multiple reasons. But one of the main reasons is that you do not want to expose your child to danger. Now, when it comes to women, it's the same situation. You say, hey, I say, look, I got a nice wife. Okay. And you say, Oni. And I say, look, man, I don't want to be in no foreign country without my wife. Okay. Oni, you're going to a battlefield. You understand? Oni, they're going to want to kill you. Are you sure you want to bring your wife onto the battlefield where they want to kill her? Because even assuming that you're successful in your war effort and you win the battle, you could have risked your wife's life for no damn reason. And you'll come back home to nothing. And of course, there are situations where all hands on deck. That makes sense. There are situations where all hands on deck. Like take an example. I don't like Ukraine at all. I hope it loses rapidly. But what I want to say is, Ukraine starts off its war with its soldiers, its men. Eventually, the men run out, so it gets the derelict dudes, the bums, the homeless dudes. Eventually, they run out, so then they go for the women. The point being that, as a second line of defense, you would put women. Now, again, I don't know the nature of what he was communicating regarding the new Black Panther Party, and obviously nothing came of it. As far as I can tell, they just killed him, and they converted his son to some, hyper-capitalist, and that was it. Honestly, I think men have to get into a position of saying, you know what, we should have spaces without you women. Just like women should get, and I shouldn't, look, I apologize. I said men should. Men are already doing this. I could take out my phone right now. I'd have to go to another room. I could take out my phone right now, my Tanzanian phone, and I could tell you about this sister who was, like some business I wanted to go to, right? Let's say she did like hair or something, right? Hair care, right? And I wanted to try it out, whatever, right? And maybe I should have just kept it censored, right? But anyway, the sister, I show up to her business and she's like, "Sorry, I wasn't there. Sorry, I'm not there right now. I'm at a women's meeting, and it will take me another, like another 2 hours to return. I'll let you know." Essentially, the women got together to have what was called a women's meeting, right? And in so doing, they that was it. That was it. They got together to have a women's meeting. I think there's something very troubling in America where we do not have women's meetings. We have sexually integrated meetings. Like, we don't have men's meetings. We don't have women's meetings. We have sexually integrated meetings. And a lot of times you could see the effect. And I'm only saying this because, shout out to this brother, good brother, I think it's Black Game Devs, I think. Black Indie Game Devs, something like that, right? I can't remember off the top of my head, but really, like, obviously, there's only so many accounts like that. Good account. I'm trying to look up the name right now. I think it's Black Indie Game Devs. You guys should definitely follow him. Good brother. But he sends me this video on Twitter. And he's like, "Hey, Oni, what do you think about this video?" I listened to the first 25 minutes. Then I try to zoom ahead because the lady's ranting for an hour. I try to zoom in to see if she's going to talk to her guest. Her guest and her speak for about 20 minutes before somebody else comes in, so on and so forth. It was a women's meeting. Okay? The whole, like, it had a compelling title. I'll show you guys. I don't want to go through my YouTube history after seeing that, I've been watching stupid ass music, but let me see if I can find it. This is my, oh yeah, I've been watching that guy too. Alright, so I think it's, I watch Olima, yeah, obviously. This is the video right here. So, this video. So you see this guy is the guest, I think, right? Now, if you look on the bottom, you're going to see most of it is just her talking for an hour. The first 25 minutes, she's complaining about food prices. Okay? She's complaining about immigrants, according to what she's heard on mainstream media. Okay? Then she's complaining about, what is she complaining about? How there are no golden corrals in Maryland. Right? And then she says something like, Five Guys, it's a restaurant, right? Five Guys is so expensive. Since when has it been so expensive? Now, bear in mind, the title of the video is Black American Expat Tells the Truth About Living in Africa. Okay? But she's talking about food prices. She's talking about whatever. Then her guest comes on. And I'm guessing her guest is like, he's pretty positive in regards to Nigeria, because he's going back and forth to Nigeria. And she's there, "Hey, your baby is cute. Is it a girl or a boy?" And you're just like, hold on a second, right? Because you're thinking, hey, look, this video should be about a Black American expat, in Africa, right? And it's like, no, this video is about, like, she's talking about the guy's baby. And then she's like, how much does the baby weigh? Right? And I'm obviously she means, I guess I speak fluent woman at this point. She means, how much did he weigh at birth, right? The baby at birth. And the guy's like, I don't know how much the baby weighs, right? And then he drops off by accident. And then this other lady comes on and starts ranting about, movies. Like, essentially I think it's Trinidadian or Cuban, I don't know, is playing Bob Marley in a movie. And allegedly the Jamaicans are complaining about it. And so she's like, "Oh, I hate Jamaicans for that." Blah, 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 blah. But it's like, this is just gossip. This is just movies. Why is... And look, you might say, "Hey, Oni, it's not that big a deal." And it's not. It's really not. But it's a 7-hour video. So, my good brother sends me this video like, what's your opinion on this? I don't even fucking know why any man... Because the brother's a man, I'm a man. Why any man would listen to this. This is like women's meeting, and not even like political women's meeting. This is just legit. It's just legit, not something that black men should be a part of. But I'm telling you, And like I said, I think this guy, TY Direct, apparently somebody else made a video about this lady while she was going live, like put her name on the title, and I think he was like, she thinks we're African, but we're really Native Americans. And so this guy is in the conversation, gossiping to her, oh yeah, the guy's just saying that you don't recognize indigenous roots. And it's like, you're men. You're a grown damn man, right? Like, you're a grown damn man. So, and of course, this is not scripted, and I probably should have scripted a little more, because we should be talking about my sister, arguably, Samaya, who's leagues more intelligent than these people. But I also don't agree with her. But leagues more intelligent than these people. But, it really comes back to, like it goes back to the Khalid Mohammed question, which is, what in the world? Like, what, maybe, honestly, maybe you should have a male space. Like, you should be mature enough as a species to say, look, I'm going to take some time away from my woman to get some business done. And I'm not going to put my women on the front line. And I know a lot of particularly black Americans are not going to want to hear that, because a lot of us, want to be led by women, and it's ridiculous. Of course it sounds a little sexist. Yeah, of course it sounds a little sexist. But it's almost like what needs to be said and done. Because you're joking at this point. Unless you want your woman on the battlefield, you got to tell her, look, honey, sit this one out. If I need help, I'll call you, but sit this one out. You can get some training on self-defense, but sit this one out, because I'm finna die. You understand? Like, I'm finna die. I'm not going on vacation. I'm not going on a trip. I'm not going to talk about Golden Corral. I'm not going to talk about Five Guys. I think she said 4 items cost $26. She's like, since when was Five Guys so expensive? And it's like, everybody knew Five Guys was expensive. I don't think I even shopped there. Like, I don't think I ever got a burger. I think I probably got like a plate of fries for like $8 or some shit. And this was like 10 years ago. But my thing is this. You got to be mature enough as a man to say, look, some battlefields are not for you right now, sister. If we need you, we will call you. If shit fucks up, y'all start to all that. You know what I'm saying? If we surrender too early, sure. Step up. Okay? If we fuck up and mess up and make the wrong call and make the wrong alliance, sure. Step up. But right now, I need you at home with the children. Because remember this, again. If the man and the woman go out to the battlefield, who the fuck is with the children? And we have to come to terms with that. Now you might say, well, look, not every woman has children. Absolutely not. But you, I know, I'm just getting distracted. And I kind of feel bad because I really wanted to focus on this video, but here's my website. I want to show you guys, because a lot of us just don't get it. So this is Proverbs used about the community, gathered by Foucault. I'm not even gonna. Usually I would try to read it, but I'm not gonna do that. Now, what does he say about women? What did the community in the Congo say about women? They say, this is one about wombs. Let me see. It's not the one I wanted, though. Okay, so I messed up. Let's see if we can find female, I guess. Yeah. As long as there is a female shoot within the community, it cannot be annihilated. The presence of a female in the community is the symbol of a continuity of life in that community, and on the contrary, her absence is the symbol of its end. The feminine is life in and around us, right? So what they're saying is this: it's women, okay? It's women that are the gate. Sorry, I got distracted by this. Giving birth to me and bringing me. Oh no, it's not the same thing. It's women who are the continuity of a community. If you have a community of just women, obviously that's not, obviously you need at least one guy, right? All right, let's say it that way. if you had a community of one guy and 20 women, right, you could repopulate the community. If you had a community of 20 guys and one woman, you're fucking dead. One, the dudes are not going to stick around, obviously. And two, they're not going to stick around. What the fuck is he doing? Right? And two, if they did stick around, like, you're going to have one child a fucking month. A year. Right? You're going to have one child a year, maybe two children in 1 year, but pretty much one child a year. If that. You know? If you have 20 women and one guy, guess what? You'll have 20 fucking children a year. And a very happy man. Very, very, very happy man. I want to be that man. Let's set it up. I'm just fucking with you, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, my man's just fucking with you. All right. But anyway, so, but long story short, no. But that's not the, I never saw this clip, so I shouldn't have really replied to that. But that's not the one I wanted. So let's see if we can continue. Oh, sorry. Let me see. There's actually comments. Let me see. And you saw people clapping too. Because I'm not saying I would have booed. I probably would have clapped too, obviously. You know, just peer pressure and shit. But let's see. Kofi says, so Anthony McPhail's here. Says peace to Anthony McPhail. Revolutionary Matron's here. Revolutionary Matron. And see, like, Revolutionary Matron's a great sister. But, like, I wouldn't tell her to go on front line if I'm not on the front line. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, hey, sister, you know, you're a great sister. You know, you grab this rifle and you sit with the kids, make sure they don't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. I would be like, hey, look, because it don't make no, like, if I say, hey, look, because even if I were to stay, because not every man's gonna go on the front line. So if every man is not on the front line, then there's no need to say all hands on deck. Because there's going to be some men who say, hey, look, I'm going to stay back and I'm going to guard the children. In that case, yeah, you'd be like, hey, matron, come hang out with us. Hang out with me. We're going to sit back and stay and hang out with the children. You don't got to be like, okay, matron's like, man, but I want to go kill me some crackers. I know you want to go kill some crackers. If they show up here, we're going to get them. But other than that, sit back, relax, defend these children with us. That's it. You know, I say men are the primary protectors, women are the secondary protectors. Okay? Children are tertiary. But if a man is like, hey, you know what? Like, if there's a significant number, and of course, there's going to be some women who are just on that time, you know, who just want to die on the fucking battlefield. Okay, that's different. But generally speaking, you got to say, look, it's not no obligation. I don't need a sister on the front line. If she is on that time, sure. You know? It's you know, sure. But, you know, war, you know, I think they say war is hell. That's what they say. They say war is hell. I'm not sending I don't want to send a woman to hell. What do I look like? Kofi says she's not even black. Who's not black? The one who asked him the question? This lady?
Will women be allowed to join the new Black Panther Party?
I will not condemn you for your question, sister. I don't want to go nowhere where there ain't no women.
Well, I don't know who's not. Wait, was I looking at another video? Oh, this lady Megan. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what she looked like. I think she was hinting at, I might be on a mixed type, you know. But like, yeah, that's another thing too. It's like that's the trouble. It's like you have, not only do you have a woman, you know, just gossiping in front of you. You know, and again, not all women gossip, and you know, some men gossip, obviously. So I'm just saying though, like, as a man, like for instance, like I'll be real with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a man, real talk. Like there's actually a thing right here, matter of fact, where this I think it was a Family Guy. You guys know Family Guy. It was a joke where I think it was Quagmire was feeling feminine or some shit. I don't know, but Quagmire was feeling some type of way, and he decided to call Peter and just be like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" You know? And the dude's like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" He's like, "How are you? What's going on?" Just small talk. And Peter just felt uncomfortable. So it's like, you know, even among white folk, and it's not just white folk, but like, it's weird for a guy to just call you to see how you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's okay for a woman. It's okay. Like, a woman calls you, I mean, you don't like it as a man, but it's like, okay, you know, she's thinking about me. You know, like, there's something. But, like, you know, a guy do that? Like, no. You know? Like, no. And so, you know, it's already weird that a woman would go to just gossip and media gossip. And I mean, there are going to be men who are into that media gossip time, but they're into feminine shit. I'll be honest. They're into feminine shit. They get a mani-pedis. They're spending, 30, 40 minutes on their beards. You know? These guys are, I don't know. I don't even know any other feminine shit, honestly. These guys are filing their nails or some shit, you know? I don't know feminine shit. Shit, I don't know. They're doing some dumb shit. That's what I'm saying. They're doing it. They're going to, like, they're looking at, they're scrolling through fashion blogs on their Instagram or some shit. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, feminine shit. Walking around malls or something. I don't know. But my point is that there are going to be those spaces. Brothers, you shouldn't. I mean, like I said, respect to my brother, the game dev. I don't know why he was listening to this. I think maybe, the lady, the title was, but again, I think as far as I can tell, this guy, Jonathan, was pretty positive with Africa. I mean, she was just like, ew, and then you also have to get a visa and come in and out, for 3 months. Who wants to live like that? And it's like, you're wasting my fucking time. Now, fortunately, I was playing her in the background or something, so it wasn't like, I was like, whatever. But, you guys could go check it out if you want. But, it is what it is.
I'm not with Mayor Giuliani and Commissioner Safer.
Thank you, my brother. This is something I need to hear from you because I constantly get condemned for this, just about on a daily basis. But this is truly my soul and my heart.
Yes, ma'am.
I truly feel that the U.S. government should be overthrown. One. And the next thing is that I truly feel and believe that a large percentage of our people will have to be eliminated along with that process. Because many of them are beyond repair. I'm sorry if that offends, but that's my feeling.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't remember this. I feel like it's a different speech, but let me see. So yeah, the U.S. government being overthrown. It's interesting, but again, I was talking about this on because we were responding to this Samaya, this brilliant brother on Twitter was ranting to me. We got to be honest with ourselves as quote unquote Black Americans, right? The United Snakes is one of the most technologically advanced nations on the fucking planet. One of the most technologically advanced nations on the planet. If the U.S. government collapsed, you're not going to see you're not going to see anything. And look, I agree. I don't like the U.S., obviously. But what I want to say is this. Every other nation with damn sense is going to want some of those motherfucking secrets. Every other nation with some damn sense is going to want whatever the fuck America is hiding. And you as Black Americans, unfortunately, you're not organizing to deal with the aftermath of the U.S. government collapsing. You're not even organized to deal with the present of the U.S. being here. We were talking about this yesterday on Shoot the Breeze. Make sure you guys check it out. How the Congo is huge. Congo's huge. 90 million people. 900,000 square miles, or 2.3 square kilometers. 2.3 million square kilometers. You can't govern that. Right? Now, here's the trouble. America, 250 million, the largest white population on the planet, really. 250 million Europeans, 40 million Africans, 60 million Mexicans. Huge amounts of natural resources, huge amounts of military secrets, military technology, satellites, nuclear bombs, yada yada. If you think after the U.S. government collapses that African Americans, 40 million of them, 20 million of them in ghettos. Okay, 20 million of them in ghettos. Completely, 35 million of them completely isolated from the outside world in terms of information. Right? If you think they're going to be in charge after the U.S. government collapses, you're out of your African mind. You're out of it. And again, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. But some things are improbable. Some things are improbable. If you have 35 million people who are completely, 39 million, let's be honest. 39 million who are, 35 million who have no exposure to the outside world. Never spoke to an African person who wasn't in America. Right? No alliances, no diplomacy, no control of any sort of financial or architectural or infrastructural item in America. None. You know, black Americans used to have an airport. That airport's gone. But having nothing, going to having everything, and nobody else, England doesn't say anything, France doesn't say anything, the fucking colonists, China doesn't say anything, Russia doesn't say anything, just 40 million black Americans, you know, the Mexicans, the 60 million Mexicans don't say anything, the 250 million Europeans don't say anything. It would be like if black Americans, black Americans do think, hey, they're the bee's fucking knees. Okay, they're the bee's fucking knees. They're the super Negroes. If black Americans could pull that off, I'll give them their props. I'll be like, damn. Woo! Like, that was, woo! Like, I don't know how you could do it. I'll be honest with you. This is why I be talking about repatriation, though, because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you could do in America. I don't know. Because you'd have to pull off some next level finesse to be the third largest group, to have 1% of the fucking capital, right? To have negative wealth. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look at this right here. I was looking to this video. This lady was talking, and she goes, you know, Black America has only 10 billionaires, right? And again, that's the most amount of billionaires, you know, like it had the most amount of billionaires of the black race, but at the same time, it's like they had 10 black billionaires. Or maybe they had I don't know the number, but the point is this: if you go down the billionaires list, only 2 of them you couldn't recognize, because 2 of them were like in finance and so on and so forth, and they were the richest people, obviously. But the other people were entertainers. Jay-Z, Kanye West, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. Those are the other ones. Now, of course, you know, you go to white Americans, and you know, the richest guy, or one of the richest guys at one point, was Elon Musk, and the other one's like clothes guy. You know, we don't recognize their names except for Elon Musk, but you get it. They're not into fucking tainers. They're entrepreneurs. Anyway, I'll just say, I don't remember what the other thing she said. Let me just see. I think she said she wants America to be destroyed, and oh yeah, we got to kill some of our own people. Yeah, again, like I said, I'm not even trying to stick around in America, because again, you're going to see black folk turn against each other for no fucking purpose, because you're not winning the fucking show. I mean, if you do win the show, good for you. If you do, I mean, you can, but the probability, the likelihood is more so you're going to kill your fucking neighbor, and you're still going to fucking lose to China. You know what I mean? Like, it's just common damn sense. Or you're gonna kill your fucking neighbor, and you're gonna lose to Mexico, which is one of the more obvious. You know, yeah, Mexico's gonna take over fucking Texas. Mexico's gonna take over California. Like, in the event that the U.S. government collapses, absolutely, Mexico's gonna move in. Canada may move in, or the fucking white Americans will fucking move in. The trumpets will move in. Shout out to Brother McCarty. Brother McCarty was talking about, hey man, after this election, we don't even know what's gonna happen after the election, but it's possible if Trump wins, Trump loses, that we're gonna see some violence. Now, hopefully, my black ass not in the country. That's all right, because I don't give a fuck. And I'll just come back when the smoke cleared, and whoever sides wins. If they, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll respect your citizenship. I say, okay, good for you. You know what I'm saying? If they say, hey, we're not gonna respect your citizenship, I'll say, look, I'll wait. My house ain't going anywhere, and if it does go somewhere, that's luckily I took out most of my shit. That's it. Luckily I cleared the motherfucker out. I got another fucking house. Anyway, sorry about that, fam. I just got a little tangent. Let's see. Revolutionary Matrix says, fact, someone needs to protect children. Women need to trust the man to go handle the business. Yeah, because look, I don't need to be sitting back and then I don't need to be like, hey, matron, you a badass, right? She's like, yeah, I'm a badass, obviously, right? Okay, so then, matron, you go there. You go to the front line, and I'm gonna stay with the kids. That make no damn sense. Like I told you guys, if there are more men than there are women, your population is going to fall. If there are more women than there are more men, your population is going to rise. And again, I'm not saying that every woman is going to give birth. I'm not saying every man is going to give birth. I mean, impregnate a woman. I'm not saying that. That there is such a thing. But what I'm saying is that ultimately, just on a scientific level, you would prefer to have women in the home and men abroad. And look at this. I want to show you guys another thing. A really important thing. Men cannot feed children. You understand? We can't do it. We can't feed children. And I already told you about small talk. Women are better at small talk. Women are better with children. And I'm saying this as a single dad. Okay? I'm saying this as a single dad. Women are better with children. You know how y'all say, hey man, the judges are biased against men and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's smart. Women are better with children. They can do the small talk better. They can do the small talk better. They can do they could feed the kids. They cook better. Like what I'm saying. I mean, you might be like, well, yeah, some men could be chefs. Yeah, if you're one of those guys, sure, you could cook better than a woman. Good fucking deal. Big fucking deal. The women will more likely, feed the kid the nutrients he needs. Like women are just better. So yeah, if you even like look at this. I read Carlos Cook's Revolutionary Matron reads Carlos Cook's. Who read it better? Matron. I'm saying, it's just like she can read. Come on, like it just. We need to get off of this. Hey man, we got to get these sisters in leadership. Okay, because the thing is this. In fact, look at this. I'll show you guys. Look at what happens to the leader. I want you guys to understand what happens to the leader. This is not my opinion. Okay? This is not my opinion. This is the opinion of the Congolese for generations. These are proverbs. Okay? They would say, let's say 400 years ago, or between 800 and 300 years ago, for 500 fucking years, they would say, Mfumu de kanda untua mbwa watondila makome. Interestingly, mbwa, that's the same word for dog in Swahili. But anyway, that's what they say. And what does it mean? The community's leader is a dog's head. Everyone knocks upon it. One only spits at the leader. A true leader is an object of critics. It's not a good thing to be a leader. The leader is the person that they motherfucking kill when shit goes wrong. Let me see if I can find another one. A leader is the one that they kill. When the community leadership loses direction, its community, the leadership should be blamed. Yeah, the leadership should be blamed in any social, economic, or political crisis. One spits only at the leader. So what you're gonna do is this: if I'm leading a project and then shit doesn't go well, you know what they're gonna do? Chop my fucking head off. They're gonna chop my fucking head off. They're gonna say, well, you wasn't using this. You understand? You know what? When I'm walking by and shit, you know, the famine and shit, they're gonna come to my door and spit on me. And you know, as a man, I understand. You're pissed. You want to spit on me. But now, if you're a woman and I'm spitting on you, something's not fucking right. If you're somebody's mother and I'm spitting on you, something's not fucking right. Well, you might be like, well, what if you're somebody's father? Yeah, my son was fucking spit on me. Are you fucking crazy? People starving. I said, hey man, y'all should buy. You know, we should invest in corn. We should invest all our money in corn, and corn can't grow. Yeah, my son's gonna spit on me. I ain't gonna spit on my damn mother. Are you crazy? You gotta have in your mind to protect your women. You have to have it in your mind to protect your women, and that means you're not gonna put her in any sort of position where she isn't protected. Let's see. Look at this. A leader that sells or alienates the land of society is a murderer because he prevents the community from having access to its first source of all possibilities. Now, of course, that has nothing to do with anything. I was just looking at the word protect, but I guess it's not here. Anyway, let's just try to finish this so I can get to the thing. Oh, wait, y'all see? It says UAM. You see? United African Movement. Headquarters, New York. That's the organization that I eventually became a part of. But obviously it wasn't as good by the time I showed up.
Well, my sister. Well, my dear strong sister. Is her name Sister Tina? America does have to be.
Holy shit, you heard that? That lady said that's right. That's the mentor I had back in like when I joined the movement. Like that's exactly, I think that's her. Like when I tell you guys I used to have an elder, like African American elder, I think that's her. Here I say that's right.
Well, my sister. Well, my dear strong sister. Is her name Sister Tina? America
maybe not.
Have to be indeed destroyed. There must be the white man at America's demise if we are to rise. Stop talking about it's the system. You got Negroes. It's the system. If we could just change the system. Lord, it is Lord have mercy, Lord child, Lord Jesus. It's the system. That's like a damn fool walking around talking about it ain't the spider, it's the spider web. It's the spider web. If we could just tear the spider web down, everything will be all right. What damn fool don't you know if you tear a white spider web down and don't deal with the spider, then the spider's gonna weave another web as soon as you tear that one down? It's not the system. It's not the spider web. It's the white spider. It's the white man.
Yep.
I just told you it makes no difference what kind of system it is. So America must be destroyed. I told you my favorite book is The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I fast and pray for that day.
Alright, they're playing music, so I don't want to get in trouble. But, well, I guess I could pause occasionally, then play it again.
That we have waited for over, 379 years.
Oh, shit. I just accidentally pressed something. Alright, shit, I gotta dig Gregory on my algorithm now. So yeah. So, you know, that was related to, I don't know, I think this lady's rant about a thing. So, here we go. So back to the video. So yeah, the spider web, not the spider. That's one of our issues as a people. Let me see what the comments are like. Oh yeah, we got Reparation Nation in the house. Shout out to a lot of people. We got a lot of people here, man. We got Forecast. We got Wake. We got actually, I'm about to name everybody. I was like, there's a lot of people, but yeah. Shout out to everybody. So what he was saying about the spider web. Yeah, the reality is this: you got 250 million white folk in America. Even if you stop the freaking government, which is, like let's say 300 people, 400 people, 2,000 people, whatever, right? Who gives a fuck? Like, white people have backup after backup after backup. Now, if you're talking about, hey, look, white folk gonna fight black folk, or black folk gonna fight white folk, and they're gonna win 40 million against 250 million, right? Even though white folk just have are the weapons producers, and black folk, we have weapons, but not military grade weapons per se. And I mean, you might say, well, yeah, I know a guy who has a grenade launcher. Sure, you know a guy who has a grenade launcher, and you know a guy who has a tank or some shit. I don't know, right? Or a guy with a flamethrower. That's true. You can know these exceptional individuals, but you gotta start talking quantity after a while. And obviously, obviously, like if it was 1-on-1, black man wins easy. But you're not talking about a 1-on-1. You're talking about being outnumbered 8-1. And then you're talking about, like, in terms of finance, in terms of military power. You're talking about fighting them on their own homeland. Well, not homeland, but I guess their homeland. So it's like, yeah, it's a long shot. It's a long shot. Can you do it? Sure. Like I said, anything is possible. But again, even if you win, it's like you gotta say to yourself, how ready are you to run America? Right? That's one. And number two, what foreign nation would continue relations with you? And if they're not continuing relations with you, what foreign nation wouldn't invade you? Like here's the best case scenario. Not the best case scenario, but here's one of the better case scenarios. Okay? You have, you're 40 million strong. And obviously, you're not all 40 million going to fight, but let's say you have, you manage to get 1 million people to fight against America, right? Now, they're going to fight against America's America's probably going to get 7 million people to crush you, okay? You win. You win the fight. Boom. 2 million against, no, you start winning, you slaughter like 5 million of them, okay? And this would probably take you a couple of years, but you do it. You pull it off. You slaughter 5 million. All right. They're going to call their allies. They're going to be like, hey, look, England, we can't lose America. France, we can't lose America. Italy, we can't lose America. Now, you could possibly, if you're on that time, you could be like, hey, Russia, help us out. Hey, China, help us out. And they might be like, hey, look, you guys have a good shot. You killed 5 million. What the fuck? Good job. Right? But they might not. Or they might be like, okay, sure, we will help you out, but then we're going to take over California. You know what I mean? Like, as China's going to say, I'm going to take California. And Russia's going to be like, okay, sure, we'll take Alaska, we'll take fucking Canada, and we'll take I don't know America like that, so we'll take New York. Right? We'll take DC. And then you could end up with, your own little country and its relations, but again, it's like, come on, like we're talking, like you're talking a world war. You're talking a world war, because again, America has that nuclear, and then it's like the idea that it just wouldn't use this nuclear weapon is just, when you think about one of the more successful, black rebellions in a sense, who is this guy, I think Michael Johnson. They just used a robot on him. They just used a drone on him. It was like, if you had some sort of base in America, they might just nuke you. But anyway, let's go to this video. I see a lot of people are thing. So this is the video right here. Listen to this. So apparently somebody said, let's burn down the house that we're currently staying in. And she's like, that's not a good idea, right? And so then this lady's going to argue that it is. And you just got to listen to her and say to yourself, why are we not more involved in the education of our children?
Okay, I am going to push back lightly against this video because I do agree with the points made there. Because obviously it has been, said time and time again. Things like the revolution that feeds the children is the revolution that wins the people. And yes, revolutions need structures in place. But I think that we have to be honest with ourselves and say that revolutionary action almost always comes first. Like, yes.
Okay, so no.
The Black Panthers were out there doing community work, feeding, children, offering free breakfast. They were, putting books in libraries. But they picked up the guns first.
Okay, so another thing is this. Picking up a gun is not... Like, again, what revolutionary means... I want people to understand this, because this is a thing that we don't really get. What revolutionary means is you replace the government. Okay? You replace the government. The Black Panther Party, in that respect, was not a revolutionary organization. Not just because they didn't replace the government, but they also just didn't replace the government. You know what I'm saying? it just didn't even seem like other people say. They put up breakfast things. They exercised, they picked up guns within their constitutional rights. In America, you have the constitutional right to pick up guns. It's nothing like, don't get fooled by the imagery. So you could try to destroy a government, literally try to destroy a government, physically, attack their troops and all that kind of stuff, and that could be considered revolutionary action, even if you don't win. Although really you would call it an insurrection, or you'd call it a revolt or a rebellion. You wouldn't necessarily say it's a revolution unless the government was replaced, or unless you had intentions to install a revolutionary government. But again, that wasn't the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party, it just wasn't that. But even so, what she's saying is just like, what are you talking about, kid? But it gets worse. So
there's this anarchist idea called the propaganda of the deed.
So you see, she says anarchist deed, and I want to point that out only because when I was on her page, I think I was on her homepage, and they were like, for you, and she's reading, you could see she's reading from the anarchist morality. And I want people to understand anarchist, because I thought she was, the way how she looks, I thought she was Haitian, but anarchy is not good for you. Anarchy is just not good for you. And so, yeah, you can see she's even doing presentations on these white folk, and she's reading these white folk. This is where we are as a people. And again, she's not that big on YouTube, but hers, but she's pretty big on TikTok.
And I think that needs to be infused into what we're talking about here, which is that we can spend all this time preparing and setting up structures for our revolution, but ultimately, if the revolution isn't doing anything, it's not that useful. Mutual aid, perfect example. Is mutual aid being used as a tool for the revolution? As in, when we engage in revolutionary action, we have mutual aid networks to fall back on? Or is mutual aid being used as a sort of reform piece for capitalism? Okay,
so I finally understand what she's talking about. So I guess mutual aid is when quote unquote revolutionaries help each other out. You're hey man, I can't pay my bills, and someone's like, hey, I got you. And so I guess her critique, now that I get it, is, hey, you helping people out with their bills is just helping them be in capitalism more. Which again, isn't a bad argument. But it's like, if you're being realistic, you're not having a revolution. If you're being realistic, you're not having. I mean, the thing is this: that the thing that black people, that's actually one of the things that I like. One of the things that because I used to be a little bit of a dumb leftist myself. I'm not saying she's dumb, just saying I used to be a little bit of a dumb leftist myself. And so one of the things that woke me up was the fact that this leftism is 150 years old. It's like 150, 160 years old, and it's talking about the revolution is imminent. And what you realize is that, for the last 160 fucking years, there were groups of people grooming people to be revolutionary leaders. For 150 years. And nothing. There's no fucking revolution. And remember, they were grooming people to be revolutionaries in Western states. So you could say, well, what about China? What about Russia? Yeah, absolutely. Revolution is possible, and being anti-capitalist is definitely the way to go, right? It's definitely, like, if as far as capitalism is in, like, as people say, crypto capitalism, or capitalism is to say, just the Western elite. Yeah, absolutely be against them. But if you're in these leftist circles and you're just there and they're like, hey, can I get some money? Can I get some buns? Right? You gotta understand. And I'll put it this way, in fact. When I was in the socialist circles, this guy pointed out, you know what? The Trotskyists and the Stalinists are different. The Trotskyists were just about, like, just basically, like, the Stalinists would say about the Trotskyists, they're just in it for the fucking love. For the love making. It's not a serious movement. And I think she's engaging them, and she's picking up on, hey, you guys aren't serious. You just want me to help you pay your bills. Yeah, lady, you're just sending your money to motherfuckers that are not doing shit and are never gonna do shit. And that should wake you up to say, you know what? Let me not be here, or even more importantly, let me get the fuck out of this country. But instead, what you're doing is you're like, hey, you guys are going to be revolutionaries, right? They're not. White people stand to... Again, it's like what Khalid Muhammad said. It's not the system, it's the people. White people have been on the exploitative tip long before capitalism was a thing. Long before Adam Smith was fucking born. Long before anybody you know of was freaking born. Anything. Europeans were on that exploitative tip long ago. Europeans were on that super sexist tip. Now, you might be saying, oh, you sound a little sexist earlier. No, I was talking about protecting women. Europeans were on that put women in the fucking room and let them do nothing except for get fucked. In ancient Europe. When they were fucking nomads and shit. And you don't have to take my word for it. Go read Job. Go read Job. Check out the Job for those guys. Like, what are you saying? But anyway, let's go.
That capitalism is easier to survive upon. Because if all mutual aid is another way for people to pay their bills, and we're not adding any sort of actual action onto that, you have just reinvented philanthropy. That's not part of the revolution.
So I get her. Like, I didn't really know, because the person who clipped it, I'll show you guys, right? I think it's right here. Oh, no, it's not here. All right. But the person who clipped it just kind of clipped it off from this part, so you didn't really know what she was talking about. But basically she's like, y'all motherfuckers just bums. And y'all just be taking our damn money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but the thing is that you got to catch on the grift. And it's like, I wish this sister could just... look, I might actually do a reply to it. You know, maybe I might go on TikTok. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But like, yeah, you're just being grifted. People are just using you for your money. There's this one video I want to show you guys. I hate that. I want to show you guys this thing. It's one of my favorite images. It's just that I have to go through like a whole bunch of private documents to get to it, so I don't want to do that. Well, I can probably do it on another page, but I want to show you guys this video where this image where it's like, yeah, these motherfuckers are grifting you. They don't understand economics, and you taking their word for it, you believing that there's some sort of victims in some capacity, you are just getting screwed over. These are just grifters. These are just your grifters. You know, your vision of grifters. It's a whole different ball game. But let me see if I could. Here, I think I found it. So let me see if I could. How do you copy link? All right, so I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about real quickly because it was like one of my favorite images. Look at this woman. She's like, help Baba out. So, well, of course, Baba means dad in some cases or whatever. Help Baba out. Baba is a full-time content creator in need of daily community support during the COVID-19 pandemic for survival. This is what she's talking about when she's talking about mutual aid. It's not revolutionary action that you want. It's just philanthropy. So I get what she's saying now. I didn't get it the first time I heard because, like I said, somebody clipped it off, but it is what it is. Support can be made through buying products in Etsy shop or direct donation. Then she gives her Cash App and so on and so forth. Now look, she's a content creator, full-time artist. What does her art look like? Right? Because you could see that she's not pretty, but what does her art look like? Look at this. Just fat, naked women. Very, very fat, naked women. So, yes, lady, if your artwork is a bunch of fat, naked women that nobody wants to see, nobody wants to buy, you're gonna be fucking broke. You know, and it's the same with me. If I write, like I write these political books, nobody wants to buy them. But that's perfectly fine. Like, I understand that. I don't say, well, shit, you know, well, shit, you know, something's wrong with the system, something's wrong with the capitalism. No, I say, look, the market goes by what it wants. And sure, if I don't create a demand for something, it's supply and demand. If I don't create a demand for something, then people are not going to demand it. If people are not demanding it, they're not going to buy it. And if people are not going to buy it, yeah, I'm not going to make money doing that. It's just like in this podcast where I say, I don't know, I had a few people that I started saying, hey, you know, you guys are not gonna have a revolution, and then, you know, a lot of people signed off, or maybe it was because of the time, you know, they want to tune in for 30 minutes or whatever, right? Or they want to tune in for an hour, and they're like, hey, look, I did my hour, time me to go. That's fine, but that's exactly what it is. You have to look at metrics. You have to understand the market. You have to understand what people are willing to do for you or whatever, and then you have to capitalize on that. But if you do not capitalize on anything, if you say to yourself, hey, look, nobody wants to buy my fucking art because it looks stupid. It's not even the women's faces. They're not even, I don't think they're fucking black women. You know? Or they might be black women. They might be like her, I guess. I don't know. But my point is this. You don't even have their faces. You know? Yeah. This is a dumb piece of work. A woman's nipple is huge. Anyway, this is your fucking art. It's like you drew with a fucking crayon. You know? And people are like, I don't want to buy that stupid shit. And now you're like, hey, help me out. I'm fucking starving. And you don't even look like you're fucking starving, but help me out. I need to survive. So I think this is, and so, you know, this sister got to pick up on, hey, yeah, these motherfuckers are grifters. These motherfuckers are just useless people, and you're not going to be no fucking revolutionaries if you cannot even fathom doing something that is actually beneficial to people. Because the reality is this: any fucking nation, any nation needs people who are producing energy. It needs people who are cleaning water. It needs people who are practicing the fucking sciences. It needs engineers. You know, say what you want about white Americans, they have engineers. They have engineers. If I say to myself, hey, look, I need to build a computer. You know what? If I say I need to build a computer, I might have to look around, and of course I can probably find some black people who could do it. Absolutely. You know, my brother could do it, right? But not like build a computer like parts or some shit, but build a computer. These white boys, they could build the fucking computer. Like, you could definitely find a white boy who could do it, and you can find a white boy who could build the fucking computer parts. If we're being honest, you need engineers. So this is not just helping this whatever the fuck she's doing. There's nothing, and you gotta pick up on the grift. You have useless people, and this is why I tell you, man. I don't never tell people, hey, you go to Africa. I say go to Africa. I say repatriation is the answer for you. I never say go masses. I would never invite this woman to Africa. I mean, look. If she told me she had a problem, I would say, yeah, why don't you go to Africa? Obviously. I mean, obviously, that's my go-to solution. But if she doesn't go to Africa, I'm not fucking crying. Because what she's doing right here is nothing. You understand? You go to the African economy and you try to sell art, you already backwards. People are not trying to buy art. But if you try to sell bad art, you're fucking stupid. America's the only place you can sell bad art. America might be the only place on the planet where you can sell bad art. Or Europe. Honestly. So I don't know why you would... Like, if you were selling bad art, I don't know why you try to destroy a European way. Because they're the only people to buy that shit. They're not even buying your shit. My fault. That's a little bit of a tangent. But that's one of my favorite images, honestly. Kofi says, Baba's going to sue one day for this. But she don't got no damn money. She got no lawyer. How she gonna sue? What she gonna sue with? Mutual aid funds? Oh man. Anyway, let me see if I can go back to this lady.
Like, yes, it is untenable to bring.
And no, I'm advertising that shit. I'm telling people. I'm giving her, like, I wish I could censor this out, honestly. But if somebody's like, hey, you know what? I kind of want one of those fat arts. They could go to her shit. Go to, I don't want to say the name, but you get what I'm saying. You can go there if they want. So I'm advertising for her. I'm letting them know that I'm reading what she wrote. She want free money. That's what she want.
The house while we're standing in it. But if there is no flame, people have no incentive to get out of the house.
So again, you could get out of the fucking house. You don't have to be in America. That's the thing that people don't understand. You don't have to be in America. If you don't like America, you don't have to be in America. Now, I'm not saying America's not doing dumb shit abroad. But again, if they're doing dumb shit on your pocket, that's you. That's on you.
I think we've deified the idea that revolutions are these structured things. And the reality is, and the scary truth is, they are not. There is no.
So again, revolutions are these structured things. So if you're talking about revolutionaries, right, you gotta come to terms with, honestly, the Americans did have a revolution. Right? The American Revolution. Which you had your George Washington, you had your so on and so forth, the Continental Congress. That was a revolution. If you talk about Haiti, you're talking about Boys Cayman. You're talking about, again, Toussaint and Dessalines were the best generals, but essentially, Toussaint didn't join for like I want to say like a year and a half or some shit like that. You know what I mean? He eventually got to the top, and then that was whatever. But like they were fighting already. You go to I had other revolutions in mind, but Grenada, obviously. You go to the Mau Mau, they had their leadership, they had their so on and so forth. They had Kenyatta was a part of it. They had a lot of political organization. A lot of organization goes into revolution. The idea that revolutions just happen and don't need planning. That's what it was. So if you talk about Marxism, you're talking about Marxist-Leninism. Okay? You're talking about Lenin. All they do is have cadres that they are preparing for revolution. That's it. They have cadres that they're preparing for revolution. Speaking of which, noticing that this sister's on TikTok, I'm wondering if the sister I used to crush on back in my socialist days is on TikTok. I might have to look that up. But anyway, that's we're gonna keep going.
No amount of planning that you can do for a revolution. It is something that just happens.
And she's saying it so confidently, but it's like that's not true. Now this brother showed me there was a Tunisian revolution. The Arab Spring that appears spontaneous from the outside because there was like a trigger moment, But that trigger moment, but again, even like I decided to ask one of them AIs or whatever, but like even if you say, hey, look, that, you know, that's spontaneous, sure. There are organizations already in place to guide the spontaneous rebellion. So when I was a part of the AAPRP, All Africans Revolutionary People Party or something like that, or People's Revolutionary Party, yeah, I think that's it. But when I was a part of that organization, we had to listen to Kwame Ture, and Kwame Ture was like, look, don't join movements, do organization. When the people riot, rally, whatever, nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to change. You got to be organized into a revolutionary mentality so that when you do attack, you fucking win. So a lot of those, so the guy in Tunisia, what he did was he set himself on fire, and that, you know, caused a bunch of protests, and then those protests, so on and so forth. But then like the big organizations jumped on those protests, and it eventually replaced the government. That is a thing, right? Like you can seize the moment, you know, carpe diem. However, that's not like burning yourself on a fucking. It's not a revolution. Okay, the revolutionaries, if you will, the people replacing the government, that was a different body altogether. Okay, that was a different action altogether. And probably the best book for those who want to know what I'm talking about is The Spook Who Sat by the Door. So in The Spook Who Sat by the Door, it's a really interesting passage. I wonder if I could find the book, honestly. But in The Spook Who Sat by the Door, and I probably can't find the page, but in that book, there's this, I think I have it on my Google Drive, so I'm going to see if I could find it real quickly. But there's this page where he says, look, what we're going to do, he's like, every summer, white folk kill black folk. Like every summer there's a big police, a big police killing. Okay? Like a policeman, you know, shoots or kills a young black, you know, young black child. And every year there is a protest around it. Now, that said, let's see if I could, let me see if I can Spook Who Sat by the Door. So I don't think I have the book. So let me see if I could. I think it's on it says it's on the Internet Archives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can get the fucking shit, you can't do it. I was looking to see if there's no download option, so you can't just get the text, unfortunately. Oh, and I also needed an account to read it. Okay. Okay, no, I think I found it. Alright, so I'll show you guys this too. So he's like, every summer there is a police killing. Okay? Fucking Baba, yo. Every summer there's a police killing. So I want to show you guys. I'll look up summer and we can find it. Last summer, what kind of tactics are they using? And the reason why I like this comment is because his guy wrote this book in like the 19. Let me just check. He wrote this book in 1971. So it's in the 1970s, and he's like, look, they kill a black youth every summer. Every summer. And we still find this problem every year. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look for the... He did not allow himself to think it after so many years of lonely planning. He was amazed at how quickly they learn, and he was like, look, we could do this next summer. And he's like, and they're like, why summer? He said, look, already they were impatient to begin. So these are the revolutionaries. He's preparing people to be revolutionaries, okay? And this is the whole premise of the story. He meets this gang, and he begins to train them in CIA tactics and yada yada, in order that they can do a revolution in America. And again, like I said, this book is not too realistic, but this is one of the realistic situations, right? And he's like, when are we going to fight? And they're like, they're ready to fight. They're organized. They're ready. They're a militant group. They're ready to fight. And he says, no, not yet. We're going to do it during the summer. And he's like, why are they going to do it during the summer? And he goes, look, He taught them all the tricks of the trade and knew that if he had organized a network as quickly, silently, and efficiently in the field, he would have been commended. They had no doubt been tested, but he had no doubt about... No, they had not been tested, but he had no doubt about their performance once they were. Already they were impatient to begin. He told them they would begin operating during the coming summer under the cover of the inevitable rioting. He knew as surely as the sun rises that the cops who occupied the ghetto would not give up their pastime of whipping N-words' heads in spite of directions from above concerning less physical means of arrest and investigation in the ghetto. They were not convinced, those thick-headed cops, that N-words would tolerate no more head whippings. The cops felt sure that the answers to the riots and the increasing lack of respect for the uniform was more blood, more stitches, more battered kidneys. Lepers do not change their spots, and ghetto cops do not stop whipping heads. There would be riots during the coming summer, and his network would be there, experiencing their baptism of fire. The whole world will be watching us, and if we can survive even a year, they'll look like fools. And nothing bugs the American white more than looking like a fool. Well, you know I don't mind making Whitey look like a fool, Dean said, and you know I'm with you all the way, but do you really think we got a chance of winning? Who said anything about winning? Okay, that's kind of weird. We don't have to win. What we have to do is get down to the nitty-gritty and force Whitey to choose between the two things he seems to dig more than anything. Fucking with us and playing Big Daddy to the world. Makes sense, Turk. Okay, so, again, you don't want to fight to not win, so I don't really like that, but the point was... and this is what I'm saying about, like how we are as a people. We're just really like inconsistent, I guess. I don't know. But or just kind of like incorrect, honestly. But like, yeah, he's like, look, so I thought he said somebody kills somebody every year, and it might be kill later on. But his prediction is that, yeah, there's going to things. So he's like, think there'll be a riot this summer? And there always are. We seem to be small, far, never, well, we can never tell, whatever. And so basically, the whole idea is that every summer there's a riot, and eventually, let me see, humid summer and an arrogant head whipping cop to spark the riots. Eventually, there's always police brutality. We're gonna riot, and so this organization would then take the charge there. So, in the Tunisian situation, which seems a little more spontaneous, seems a little more whatever, you had like this heavy suppression, and then somebody killed themselves, and then they so on and so reacted. But it's like the idea that revolution you can't plan for. No, you're supposed to plan for it. Sorry, it was a little tangent.
You have to make it happen. It's become essentially a tool to like curtail revolutions before they even happen by saying we haven't done all the necessary work. We're not ready for a revolution. Nobody is ever ready for revolution. So
again, this lady is really, really pushing ignorance. But, like, she's convinced, which is, like, the weird part. She's not, like, asking a question. She's like, hey, guys, revolution, like, nobody's ready for a revolution. It's like, that's not how the world works, and that's how you are going to fucking lose. Like, you're going to lose. It's like a law of nature that you will lose. I know it's a little bit of distraction, but this is Machiavelli, General Rules of Warfare. And he's like, and this is very, very important. So I think it's organized. Warfare starts with the recruitment. Oh, I like this. This is my quote right here. Warfare starts with the recruitment of people and ends with an exposure to the enemy. Somehow we don't recruit, arm, organize, train, lodge, but we're shocked that our exposure is to our demise. I actually like that quote. I feel like I should put it in my next book. But anyway. Never let your soldiers engage unless you are... Oh, yeah. It is better to organize... Oh, he said right here. This is whoever pursues a routed enemy in a disorganized manner does nothing but become vanquished from having been a victor. So if you actually win a fight and then you keep charging after somebody who's actually organized, right? Or if you keep charging... Yeah, if you keep charging somebody who's organized, you will lose. This is why in guerrilla warfare, you don't actually charge. You leave. If you win, you leave. But anyway.
Hard truth. And the hard truth is that sometimes in revolutions you make shit up on the fly. That's how it happens.
So again, that's like guerrilla warfare. You would make up shit on the fly, But again, guerrilla warfare is very, 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 very organized. Like, very organized.
Every time. So the U.S. government is never going to just sit back and let you establish a separate system from which you can then launch your revolution.
Yeah, so again, it looks like she's trying to fight the U.S. government. And again, I told you guys, it's not like you can, but it's just, you know, you're better lifespan. And again, it's like, this is a little girl. So why is this, like, why would anybody put this little girl on the battlefield? And then, of course, she's fucking confused as fuck, but, you know, that's okay, you know?
Two have to be simultaneous. Like a common way people shoot down boycotts and strikes, they say, we need the unions to be in on this. But, like, I think people forget that, like, unions now have been integrated into the capitalist system, but they did not used to be like that. Before, you had to fight for your right to get a union. The union did not come first. The union did not, like, the organizing came after there was the fight. So yes, the organizing and the structure and the preparation is all great. It's beautiful.
Like, she's not like, again, all the signs are there. When you say, hey, look, the unions joined the capitalists or whatever, right? Which, again, it's fine. I don't care. My point is this. If you believe that, then you should realize, hey, white people are not fighting the system. White people are integrating into the system. You know what I'm saying? Or even more specifically, white people are trying to self-govern themselves, and you, as a black person, are not trying to self-govern yourself. You're trying to, like, you're believing the white people who say, like, again, white people are just seeking self-government. That's it. They're seeking broader self-government. And you're kind of convinced that, no, we should fight the white people. And the white people are like, no. Like, they're telling you to do everything but fight the white people. And, like, you should just pick up on that. But you don't for some... You don't. You just don't. Because... on the other hand, like I said, like I showed you guys, you idolize white people. You know? So you idolize white people. So it's just kind of like it's a no-win situation. And I mean, that's how it is for a lot of black folk. I'm telling you, because like I said about, you know, building infrastructure. Your concern should be, how do I create a generator? Like I tell you, I'm writing this new book, and I discussed a little bit about engineering recently. That's why I'm so whatever. And one of the things you want to know, no, in fact, it was even before I was engineering. I don't remember what I don't remember what the chapter was about. But I was basically going on about, I was going on technology. And I'm like, look, there's different technologies that, you know, you should have as a people, that you should develop as a people. We're not developing those technologies. Okay? We're not developing those technologies. So even basic technologies, because like I said, there's food, clothing, shelter, consciousness, right? Even basic technologies like phones for consciousness, or refrigerators for refrigerated trucks for delivering food. You're not doing that shit. You're not developing that technology. So it's like, yeah, when you get rid of white people, where the fuck are you? Cause look, I'm all for getting rid of white people. I love the idea. I love I'm finna be in Africa. I'm finna be in Africa. No white people in sight. Say to yourself, hey, Oni, how you go to Africa? Don't this white man tell you? No, fucking white man don't tell me shit. White man don't tell me shit. Like I've designed my life so that the white man don't tell me no damn shit. No how. I'm about it. But what I'm telling you is that if I say to myself, look, I want to go get a fridge, and even though I'm in fucking Africa, I might not get a fridge easily. If I said, you know, fuck these crackers. Even when it comes to phones. The only brands you could use in Tanzania are like I think Samsung, Apple, and something else. They're not Tecmo. Those are American and Chinese.
pill time, there is no amount of organizing that you can do to be ready for the revolution. It just happens.
Okay, so anyway, what she said last, like, that's crazy. It doesn't just happen. People, like, again, one of the most successful revolutions in not human history, but one of the most successful revolutions is the American Revolution, and that was a very organized affair. But anyway, that's pretty much the entirety of the podcast. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Let me just see what the comments are like. Oh, we got Brother Bakari came through. He said peace and black power. I'm getting hungry again. I didn't eat enough. Shit, I need to get me some mutual aid. I should do that. No, like I said, I did whatever. But all right, let's see. Kofi says, so I'm just shout out to everybody who came through. If you guys have any last comments, let me know. If you liked the presentation, if you did it. Actually, here's another thing too. I'm finna be in Africa. I'm thinking about it. So what can I do? Like, you guys want me to do offline videos, or you want me to try to struggle with the internet while I'm there? Because I could kind of get the internet, but it's kind of not as reliable. It's not that it's not reliable. I'll say it this way. I need to get like the faster internet. I need to no, actually no, I'm gonna have a home, so I could probably get some fast internet. I'll probably get some fast home internet. I'll see. But let me know if I can't stream, whether you guys want me to like do like other types of videos, like premieres and shit. But anyway, Kofi says Kofi was here. Anthony McPhail was here. Anthony McPhail was here. Good brother. Revolutionary Matron was here. Great sister, obviously. Reparations Nation was here. You guys don't know. I keep telling y'all, this is the Tekken. This is Mr. Tekken. So if you guys don't know, like, I used to go to like a pizza store to play Tekken, and that was the first time I saw Quaperera, or a black video game character, maybe, I don't know. But this guy's the one behind it. So you guys gotta shout out that. For some reason, I had 7 likes and now I got 6 likes. So somebody took their like back. Let me know why. Kofi, I already said Kofi. Wake is here. Shout out to Wake. And then Brother Bakari says, I didn't put my link in the chat. Yeah, I mean, like, I do this every week, so it's just whatever. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen when I'm in Africa. But it is what it is. But other than that, everybody... Oh, Forecast was here. Shout out to Forecast. But other than that, shout out to everybody who's... Oh, actually, let me see that. I just realized there was like live chat, and I might not have seen everybody. No, I saw everybody, it looks like. Oh, no! KD97 was here. He said, Mouthy Megan is a black nativist joker. She's a multiracial who hates foreign blacks. So, yeah, I didn't have my thing on, so I didn't know... KW97 was here, but KW97 was here, so shout out to KW97. Oh, there was a lot more comments. Shit, let me see something. They are FBA anti-African folk. Nah, I don't know who they are, but this brother, my brother showed him, so it's whatever. Let me see something. Reparations Nation says, like, Neely Fuller Jr. says, the white supremacists will not allow the black males to behave like men if he can help it. Yeah, I mean, and that's that's how it is. I realize that there's something that America has something against men, generally. You know what I mean? America has something against men. They don't want men problem solving, fixing things. Even among white folk. Because like I said, I was in a sociology course. It was like at a historically white college. I wasn't the only black student in the sociology course, but, pretty much, right? Not really, but it just wasn't for black people. Point is this. He's like, once upon a time, if somebody was messing with your daughter, you'd go and handle that. You say, look, man, you fucking around with my daughter, or you messing with my daughter. Now maybe not you're dead, but now you got your ass kicked. If somebody was messing with somebody's daughter, her brothers, her father, her uncles would engage the man. But now the man calls the police. And actually, I'll give it to you. I mean, like, we were talking about this yesterday, bit of medicine. I was like, hey, if a woman takes your money, just go to the fucking court.
And Benjamin is like, look, not everybody's going to go to the fucking court. Now, the trouble is this. If you're in a modern society, because the guy's solution for somebody taking his money was he shot them, which is like, that's a little extreme. Now, again, if you're putting your hand, like again, I just don't lend a woman money if you're going to put your hands on them. Like, I don't personally encourage putting your hands on women because, again, I'm about protecting women, right? But what I'm saying is that yeah, if somebody takes my money, sure, maybe I put my hands on them, right? Maybe, or I'll take them to court, or I'll kill them. I don't know, whatever. But again, probably a man, not a woman, obviously. Because again, you're around the women, you're dead. Your whole species is dead. You're around the men, you got more women. You know what I'm saying? like you run low on men, you got more women. You know what I'm saying? It's not, like just that's that simple. But if you run out of women, you're dead. You're fucking dead. But anyway, but like they don't want you to handle. I mean, most people do not want you to handle shit on your own, extrajudiciously. Okay, and for simple things you should, but or it's okay to do it. But I understand, if somebody takes your money, you don't have to kill them. Okay, you could beat them up, but you don't have to kill them. That said, white people do not want black men. They don't want white men. They don't want any men. What white people want is total control, and that's okay, because when we get into power, we should also want total control, right? Kofi says most. I didn't read these old comments, so I'm just going back to them. Kofi said most blacks think America is going to fall and think they will be safe. Yeah, I mean, it's very unlikely. It's very unlikely that you will you'll be the winner. Like at the end of the day that you'll be the winner. Only because, like I said, America has the second biggest nuclear arsenal on the planet. It's just very unlikely that it will fall into the hands of black Americans. It just seems like most nations wouldn't want that. Because even like when South Africa, because I feel like black Americans are a little bit on better time than South Africans. You know what I'm saying? So when South Africans got a hold of a nuclear arsenal, they like defused them, and that might have been the condition, But again, like you gotta realize that like the world is watching. In fact, I'll show you guys. I'll end with this. This was the last thing I saw on Twitter. Let me see if I'm on the right page. So I think I got through all the comments. Bit of Medicine's here. He says good episode. Thanks. Appreciate you, brother. I think it's the last thing I saw on Twitter. Yeah, this right here. It's right here. It says, U.S. Congress introduces bill to review relations with South Africa following politically motivated ICJ case. I want people to understand that one of the parts of why America is rich is because America has trading networks around the planet. Okay? And if you have trading networks around the planet, you stand to benefit because trade is good. Okay? Especially if you're America, trade is good. Now, if black people took over America, you probably wouldn't have those same trading relations. And that's kind of like what happened with Haiti. People say Haiti was the breadbasket. 40% of France's income came from Haiti and all that kind of stuff. Haiti overproduces, produces so much coffee, so much this, so much that. Sugar. Like it was like 40% of Europe's consumption of sugar came from Haiti, right? When Haiti went into black hands, the Europeans stopped buying sugar from Haiti. You understand? So even if you make a whole bunch of sugar, nobody gives a shit. You can't do anything with it. If you can't sell it, it's not money. And that's another thing that you got to realize when it comes to America. It's like, yeah, America is rich because it can sell shit. Because it has these foreign relations. If you took over America, you probably, it'd be very, 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 very unlikely. Like, how did you take it over? Did you kill 250 million white people? If you kill 250 million white people to get in charge, it's very, very, very unlikely that any white government is going to fucking trade with you. Now, can you trade with Africa? Sure. Sure. But, again, it would be an interesting development, to say the least. Anyway, that's pretty much it, though. Thanks, everybody, for coming through. Appreciate y'all. And Shem Hotep, Uncle Ja, Sendab Deb, Amen Ma'at, Dua, Netcha.